everybody, welcome back. Thanks for joining me for another royal news video. So buckle up this week. This is going to be busy. I am going to be putting out as many videos as possible. This is my second video this week. If you have missed it, because I know sometimes the algorithms mess about and you don't get notifications, I did cover Prince Harry's latest attack, or rather doubling down on his attacks against his family, which featured in The Guardian when he was over strutting his stuff in Ukraine, trying to pretend that he's still a really important person. So please remember, if you haven't subscribed and you like my content, please hit the subscribe button, please hit the like button and hit the notification bell. And you should be told when I've posted a video. So for this video, there's a few different stories I want to talk about. We have the Duchess of Kent, we have the Prince and Princess of Wales, who are being called boring by some, and then we also have a predictable appearance with the Duke and Duchess of Disney. So let's start with Katherine and William, well, more predominantly Katherine, and an article that came out that was trying to gaslight the public to say that we don't want Katherine and William being our royals. We don't want the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and the King and Queen. No, what we need, what people need to continue to have an interest in the monarchy is apparently Harry having sword fights with children or joking that he's going to steal people's shoes. These are little fun things, which I'm sure was very fun for the children he interacted with. But as I've said, Harry might have pulled it off when he was younger, when he was fun, when we didn't know what a jerk he was. But Harry, being a 40-year-old man, a father of two, trying to play up for the cameras, people are bored of. And people, I can't even begin to explain how bored people are of his wife, where they couldn't even bring themselves to hate watch season 2 of With Love, Meghan. But we are being convinced by some people that Katherine attending not one but 2 silk mills, which was apparently a really boring engagement. I'm sorry, everybody looked like that they were having a great time, and Katherine, she managed to make the experience look like a fun day out. The Princess of Wales last week attended not one but 2 silk mills, one of which she was greeted very warmly by Jamie Lowther Pinkerton, who is a great family friend, godfather to Prince George, and was Prince William's and Catherine's and Harry's first joint private secretary, serving from 2005 to 2013. His son, another William, was 10 years old and he served as page boy at Katherine and William's wedding. The Sudbury Silk Mills, which is in Suffolk, has been silk weaving for over 300 years, creating lots of luxury fabrics. She was welcomed by the crowds, including school children who had excitedly and very patiently waited to catch a glimpse of the princess. And when she spotted them, she couldn't help herself and she went over to say hello, much to the delight of the children. As much as these royal reporters or royal commentators are trying to convince us that Harry is more popular than the Prince and Princess of Wales after his 4-day little trip, you only have to look at the number of people that turn up for Prince William and Catherine's engagements, even when it's in tiny, small communities. And then we're reminded of Harry in Nottingham, where it was actually leaked by Matt Wilkinson, who writes for The Sun, who said that the people that were screaming, "We love you, Harry. Oh, Harry, you brought the sunshine with you," were actually the reporters and the photographers trying to get a nice shot of him smiling, treating him like you would a child at a birthday party. Now, Katherine has had a keen interest in textiles and in fashions, I would say, ever since that she was a teenager and she strutted her stuff down the catwalk runway for a friend's fashion show when she was a student at St Andrews. The moment which apparently made Prince William realise he liked Katherine a little bit more than just being friends. As Katherine toured the facility and met the many number of staff going through all the various processes and fabrics, everybody looked like that they were having a nice time. Staff at the mill, including the 10th generation family member to have run the mill, said it was wonderful to receive the recognition for all of the work and all of the people that are involved with the processes. The Princess of Wales, he said, was also wonderful, knowledgeable and engaged engaging with everybody. Another member of staff said that she has a really good understanding of textiles and the industry already, understanding the constructions, the work that goes into it, the weight of the fabrics. See, Katherine is so much more than just a pretty face. She is so much more than just a clothes horse, which is another name that she sometimes gets called, normally by female royal commentators and reporters when they want to get a little catty, bitchy dig in there. After leaving the Sudbury Mills, Katherine then went on to her second engagement at the Marina Mills. They specialise in designing and hand printing beautiful fabrics. And our fabulous princess rolled up her sleeves and got stuck into some printing processes herself and nearly broke the internet in the process. No pins, no grips, no assistance from anybody else. Just a perfect twist and not bun. And you know what? In a matter of days, that post of Katherine has had over 60 million views. So you can tell me that you think the Princess of Wales is boring, but the fact is that her just literally twisting and pinning her hair up, 60 million views in a matter of days. Compare that with, I don't know, With Love, Meghan, the entirety of season 1, which managed to get, I think, 5.6 million views altogether. So yes, they can try and gaslight us, they can try and twist the truth as much as they want, but Katherine and William are anything but boring. So despite the poison pen of some reporters, it's clear to see that anyone with eyes and a brain cell that Katherine and William are more popular than ever before, and they are far from boring. But speaking of boring, the deluded duo are back. The Duke and Duchess of Disney have struck again. They have made a joint appearance, and all I can say about Harry, he looks sick. He looks like he's smoking 60 Camel cigarettes a day. He looks like he married a succubus and she has slowly sucked his soul from his very living body. He looks like a husk of the man that he once was. So the predictable pair have just appeared in a trailer for a new ABC show called The Happiest Story on Earth. Now, don't panic, don't worry, it's not about their love story again. This is about celebrating 70 years that Disneyland has been opened. So now that explains why Harry and Meghan posted so many photographs of them having a family day out at Disneyland. Apparently it was for Lily's birthday. We got bombarded, didn't we, of lots of photographs and even little clips. Sure, their faces were fuzzed out, but now it all makes sense. Harry and Meghan got an all expenses paid freebie to go to Disney World to merch, and who better to take with them than their very own little prince and princess. I don't think I'm shocked by this at all. They quite clearly were going to always use the children for merching. But the fact it's Disney again, Harry ditched his duties that he said in his Oprah interview that meant so much to him. He was Captain General of the Royal Marines. He ditched going to a memorial for several Marines who had lost their lives in an IRA attack many years ago. And he took his wife to pimp her out for voiceover work to Bob Iger and Jon Favreau. Honestly, Beyonce's cringe at this moment was all of us. But it was in the short trailer that we saw Meghan and Harry talk about his favourite ride, of which Meghan confirmed it's Space Mountain. Meghan wanted Harry to say Space Mountain because it's the ride that she practiced her Diana cosplay on the most. Can you imagine how many times she practiced this in the mirror? Diana is holding up her hand because she's on a water slide. Meghan was not being sprayed in the face with water. She is doing that to show off the Diana tank watch, and she's got her best Diana face on. It's honestly enough to make your skin crawl. Not just the fact that she thinks, well, she pretends that she's Diana, she cosplays her. It's the fact that her husband seems to not have a problem with it and actually likes it. Now, from a duchess who does not deserve her title to one who most definitely did, yesterday was sadly the funeral of the Duchess of Kent, which was held at Westminster Cathedral, and later she was laid to rest at the Royal Burial Grounds in Frogmore, Windsor. On Monday, we saw Catherine's final journey, leaving Kensington Palace, where she lived with the Duke of Kent, to make her way to the cathedral where yesterday's service was held. This was the first Royal Catholic funeral held in modern history, and it was the first royal funeral held at the cathedral since it was built in 1903. But rather than show pictures of grieving relatives coming and going, which I'm not really a big fan of, it triggers a lot of us that have lost people, plus it's their private moment. What I thought I'd do instead is talk about some of the lovely things that have come to light since the Duchess's passing, and things that I've learnt myself. Katherine Lucy Mary Worsley was born on the 22nd of February in 1933 at Hovenham Hall in Yorkshire. She was the fourth child and only daughter of Sir William Worsley and his wife Joyce Morgan Brunner. Growing up, she loved music and she learned to be proficient in piano, organ and the violin. She worked in a children's home as she got older in York and a nursery school in London, and she tried to get into the Royal Academy of Music but was sadly denied, so she went to study at Miss Hubler's finishing school. She married Prince Edward on the 8th of June in 1961 and they went on to have 3 children together: George, the Earl of St Andrews, Lady Helen Taylor and Lord Nicholas Windsor. After her children were older, Katherine decided to continue with her passion and love of music, and the Duchess took a position as a music teacher in 1996 at Wansbeck Primary School in Hull. There she was known simply as just Mrs. Kent. She was Kath to the other members of staff, and you know, she kept her identity completely secret. It was only the head of the school that knew her true identity. And here's a clip of a TV interview.
What do the pupils call you?
Mrs. Kent.
Mrs. Kent? Because you're happier just being Mrs. Kent, because were there barriers in the way if you were a Royal Answer Duchess of Kent?
I never even thought about it, actually, that I just was Mrs. Kent. Never questioned it.
She comes across as incredibly lovely and so down to earth. Despite the fact that she married a prince, she became a duchess. She chose to just be known as Mrs. Kent and to hold down a job. Now, outside of her teaching, she also rented a studio flat near their main residence at Kensington Palace, where she taught private piano lessons. She said about teaching music to children was very satisfying. It was a privilege, and to me, it's one of the most exciting jobs anyone can do. Now, I have a friend, Aideen, who lives in Dublin, and she is a music teacher, and I'm pretty certain that she would agree with the Duchess's words. Now, the Duchess also launched her very own charity in 2004 alongside Nicholas Robinson called Future Talent. She was inspired when she was teaching her students, when she came across exceptional students who sadly were being held back by the lack of support and, of course, financial constraints. She and Nicholas decided to create a charity that would give young gifted people from low-income backgrounds the best opportunities to be able to develop their skills with free lessons, mentoring, instrument funding and performance opportunities. One former pupil, Adam O'Shea, said he first met the Duchess after he won a competition when he was 14 years old back in 2009, run by the charity. He said, "I am one of the many people that she has helped and inspired. I had lots of mentoring on the piano, but also how to conduct myself when performing in public. She gave so many of us not just the opportunity, but the belief in our music and our futures and ourselves." She has left behind an incredible legacy by helping so many, and the charity will continue. Co-founder Nicholas Robinson said that her legacy will last for many years through the lives of all of the present and future generations of young musicians that have and will receive support. Some more lovely words said by those that knew the Duchess of Kent well, and words that I hope bring the Duke of Kent comfort as he goes through this awful time of losing his wife of 64 years. May he find comfort in his 3 children, his 10 grandchildren, and the beautiful musical legacy that his wife is certainly leaving behind. So guys, on that note, I will be back with you very soon because we've got to talk about the royal state visit. Please, can I remind everybody, this is not political, this is involving the royal family, so please, no angry typing at me because I have got to mention Donald Trump. Sorry, just a heads up. Anyway, guys, I will be back with you very soon. Take care for now. Bye.